Okay, guys, we have huge news, huge kaiju news as well that I wanted to discuss.
Woohoo.
Avatar: The Way of Water drops on Disney Plus on June 7th. James Cameron's masterpiece.
Here we go.
Has huge, I guess it has kaiju in it, right? They've got whatever's under the water, the whales, the things flying through the sky. I mean, are you excited for Way of Water dropping? You going to rewatch this thing?
I'll let you take this one.
No.
You take the bullet on this
Way
one.
of Water. Ooh.
I don't understand why you guys.
I don't hate it.
Okay,
Yeah, all right.
It's not a dislike of the movie.
Yeah.
I just think you guys have. I don't know what's happened to you two. I don't know what like rabbit hole you've fallen down. You've just become completely Pandora pilled, and that's fine. I'm not hating on it.
It's a real thing.
They're fine. That I don't hate them.
Hey, we went in feeling mid. We went in feeling mid on Avatar. The re-release comes around, right? And James Cameron just transformed us. I don't know what happened. Me and Mike are sitting in the cinema.
In awe.
Pandora. Just in utter awe of this world, this story, these characters. Jake Sully, guys? Excuse me?
I'm pretty sure that when we got up from our theater seats, our skin was a bit more blue than it was when we came in.
It's, you know what? I love the universe. I had a friend of mine say that they kind of love like all the robot stuff a bit more than the actual the blue stuff.
True.
Which, that's fine. Like it's a cool world. It's a cool concept. And I think what was so cool about the first one was just that it had that whole narrative of like him being like, oh, I have the use of my legs again, and it's like the idea that like they've got these brand new like kind of like bodies, and they're all this. There's a human nature to it that you can kind of connect to, but I don't know. The second one is like it's literally there's nothing wrong with the movie. Like it's completely fine.
There's nothing wrong with the movie.
It's just I don't know, man. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? Just doesn't tick on the right places. It's just kind of like it's fine. Like it's fine. It's not bad. It's fine. It's some would say that it's pretty good.
I just think it's amazing to have like one of the most expensive blockbuster movies in history that is like
quite mid.
Revolutionary visual effects and all this stuff, and for it to be perfect. Yeah, like to just be super mid, basically a repeat of the first one. So not really ask super interesting questions.
That's true.
Doesn't really explore the concept of like the avatars anymore outside of like what they did in the first one.
Yeah.
There's so many like interesting questions that you just naturally think of when you think of the concept of Avatar. And I feel like the first movie and the second movie especially just has no interest in any of that.
Yeah.
It's just really interested in blue people in fights.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I do like how Avatar 2 is like, it's a lot of vibes. It's a lot of just kind of like vibing. It's a lot of like, we're going to like 30 minutes straight of swimming. Yeah, we're going to chill in the water and hang out with whales. Like, and that's pretty interesting for like a big blockbuster movie to do. But I don't know. It is tough. I mean, we didn't watch it in like an IMAX sort of environment with like proper nice sound and all that stuff. So maybe we're missing on that level. But I think that's what went wrong. Yeah, maybe. But then I also sort of think if like the sell point is, well, you need to see it on like the biggest screen possible with the best sound system and all the stuff when you're already paying like, cinema prices. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. That's like the biggest crossover blockbuster like smash hit. I didn't dislike Avatar 2 at all.
Yeah.
I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This was just a huge setup, guys. We're not even recording Podzilla right now. This is we're just gonna drag you guys the whole episode.
Look, I know we're not alone. I know in the Discord we have supporters.
Yeah, you guys aren't alone. I know we're not alone. I think this is gonna be a continual battle.
Oh, it's a war. It's a forever war.
Okay, we're starting a war right now. Okay. Welcome back to Podzilla, everyone. Adam and Alex from the Final Draft. Thank you guys so much for jumping in once again to the show.
We're here.
Pleasure to be back.
Hello.
Our legendary
UK friends.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mechagodzilla experts.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasting legends.
Also true.
I can't believe we might actually be representing the UK. That is a possibility.
You are.
Oh dear.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are the only guests from the UK that we've had on the show. So,
Oh golly gosh.
You speak for the entire nation.
Goodness me.
This is the first movie I know Adam has seen of the Heisei era of these movies. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Alex, are you the same? You haven't seen any of the other newer ones?
I am the same. Unfortunately, I've been not following the journey. I haven't been as devoted to the cause. But yeah, this is my first for the Heisei era.
these aren't available anywhere, so we don't blame you.
I just wanted, first off, if there are any questions that you guys have about the wider world at the moment in these movies?
Sure.
Kind of.
You guys were all right, just psychics popping up? You were just like, oh, yeah.
Well, this is kind of part of the course of these films so far, isn't it? It's like they're just going to throw in random concepts and you just have to embrace it.
Yeah.
I will forever and always be confused about the canon of everything.
Yeah.
What is canon? Like, what is part of the timeline?
Yeah.
You know, it would always frustrate me. It would always bother me. You know, is the original Mechagodzilla films that we've covered on the show, are they canon to this? I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah.
Does it really matter? Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. No, that's fine.
Yeah, so none of the other stuff that I think you guys have covered on the show with us is canon at all.
Oh, no.
It's pretty much just the original Godzilla and a few before this one that we've watched. So this is the first Mechagodzilla in the timeline officially.
But it's the second one.
Yeah.
But it's called Mechagodzilla II.
Right.
But it's the third one with him in, yes.
Oh. Oh, it makes me cross.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. But first off, I mean, how are you guys? Have you guys been doing much over on the final draft at the moment, or you guys got much planned?
Oh, we are famously unproductive. Famously unproductive. But we're vibing. Stuff in the works.
There's stuff always in the works. It's always
It's bubbling.
It's always in progress, okay?
Yes.
I've been refreshing your podcast feed for the past 5 months, waiting for something.
That is a true fan.
Oh, there you go.
That is a true fan.
Every lunch break.
Alex and I are always. This is the thing. Like I think we don't think we're being unproductive because it's always on our minds. We're always talking about it. It's a constant narrative, and at the same time, nothing ends up happening because life is busy, man.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one. Like being an adult, it's hard, isn't it?
I would never say that podcasting is hard because in theory it is very easy. Okay, on paper. It's very simple. You watch a movie, you take an hour out of your day to talk about movie, hour said it, done.
Be a bit silly.
And somehow it's like an impossible task. So
I know.
Listeners at home, the fact that this show does a bi-weekly podcast on the dot, you should be amazed. Quite frankly, you should give them all your money.
I'm a bit scared. Yeah.
Yeah, we are still staying afloat somehow. I don't know how we'd do it weekly. We've had talks about it, and I don't think we'd ever be able to do it. So, I mean, you guys have done some great stuff recently, though. Like, to be fair, your Oscars episode, you covered the latest Oscars. What an episode. Killer ep.
The uncomprehensive review.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kings. I appreciate that. That was a fun one.
No, it was great. Alex watching the Oscars. I don't even think you watched the Oscars, did you, Adam? You watched bits and pieces of it?
Oh, I tell you what. Well, because I was away, I had it up and it was I was an hour ahead. And that's no excuse. I think from that sentence you probably expected me to say, oh, I was in another country 5 hours away. No, it was actually an hour away. And I was in bed. I had like a long day shoot, and I was watching it because I was texting Alex, and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be great! Isn't this great?" I was like, "Yeah." KO, like just flatline.
Yes,
like
come on.
First lot come on, and I wake up and the laptop's still on, like the stream's dead, and I'm like, "Oh,
beautiful!"
It's like 5 a.m, and I just like eight missed calls. But yeah, no, it was a long one, man. It's always Alex was saying, like, it's such a slog.
Oh, it's so painful.
I think they were trying to kind of get through it a bit quicker this year.
It's so painful to sit through all of
it. It's bad. Yeah.
It was still long. It was still really
shows
long.
are really hard to get through.
It sucks.
I haven't really found the format that works.
Yeah. Well, we're no stranger to sleepiness on this show. I'm surprised Micah stayed awake during Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, because usually explosions or like machines, he's just out of it. But he was awake.
Honestly, I may have undiagnosed sleep apnea. This show might be the thing to get me to check it out.
Diagnosed.
But we were good for this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, without further ado, should we just get into talking about Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2?
For sure.
Adam, did you have a bit of a recap, or did you want to take us through the story of the movie?
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure. I've got a kind of like a bit of a synopsis what I'd sell you it with.
Perfect.
And it's from my limited understanding of this era, but you know, cue music track. Let's go for it. So, G-Force, right? Not the sportswear brand, but the Japanese government's special military operation designed to eliminate Godzilla is in full swing. And after collecting all the little pieces of Mechagodzilla, the G-Force's plans to rebuild it to its prior glory have begun. Ooh. But it isn't just Godzilla that G-Force are now up against. A radioactive species is now discovered, codename Rodent. There's a bit of controversy about how you say that. I've seen some people arguing, but we'll get into that. Upon discovery, however, we're also greeted with the newest member of the crew, Baby. Alright, and although Baby isn't Mozart with a go-kart in this incarnation, he bears great resemblance to an old foe, Godzilla. Will Mechagodzilla 2 take out these threats, or are they even threats at all?
Hey, that was perfect.
There you go.
That's good.
Well, I did such a bad job last time. I feel like I kind of had to like up it.
No, you didn't.
that
That
was
was
all right.
It's succinct. The ideas come across super easy. Love it, man.
It's poetry. It's poetry.
I'm convinced I can't read.
Quite frankly, I'm hooked.
Quite frankly, I'm sold.
Well, we thought we'd do kind of what we did last time. It seemed to work a little bit better, but a couple of us wrote down a few points about the movie, things we want to bring up. And I thought we could kind of just go around, kind of round table discussion, and each bring up a point as we go. Mikey, did you want to kick us off? Bringing something up?
Yeah, well, kind of one of the main selling points of this movie. Yeah, you've got Rodan. Yeah, you've got Mechagodzilla, the namesake. But I think the true hero of this movie is, like you said, Adam, little baby Godzilla.
Hell yeah.
It's so weird seeing like a life-sized, human-sized monster and another kind of infant in this universe. The only other one that we can compare it to is Minilla.
Yeah.
Who is infamous within his world for being just such a terrible little lad, tripping over his tail, failing to do absolutely anything with his life. And here comes along Baby, and I really love Baby. I really love Baby. What we have learned in the previous movies in this Heisei iteration is that Godzilla actually is a radiated version of a actual dinosaur species, the Godzillasaurus. We have seen, oh gosh, I don't want to get into the whole time travel aspect with you guys.
This sounds intense.
They go back to this Godzilla as a normal dinosaur and try to kill him off in one of the previous movies. It's a whole thing. But in this one, we see just a regular dinosaur come out as kind of like a...
Out of your face right now.
Sorry, I'll pause there. Do you want to ask questions?
Hang on, what? Time travel exists now in this universe?
Yeah.
Because that really solves a lot of the problems here, I feel. I don't know. Maybe you could go and see, like, Japan in the future.
Maybe we should preface things.
Maybe we should go back a step.
Yeah, let's rewind. Let's collect this back. Let's get to some sort of normal.
In one of the previous movies... Oh gosh, this is terrible. Humans from the future come back and try to replace Godzilla with their own genetically mutated monster.
Yeah.
The three-headed King Ghidorah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which is a genetically modified super beast from the future. Godzilla ends up fighting against that. The future humans come back and replace it with a bunch of mecha parts, making it Mecha King Ghidorah.
Oh,
yes.
I can't believe I missed that.
Godzilla and him have a big fight, and it ends with this cyborg genetically mutated monster being left in the present. And I think that is how in this movie they get the tech for Mechagodzilla.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's brushed over at the start. But then alongside all that, yeah, we've got time travel. We've got people on Earth that are psychics that can communicate with the kaiju. We've got a crazy mad scientist who morphed his daughter's cells with a plant monster, and that plant monster's now in space. We've also got Mothra, who is the protector of Earth, flying around in space. This is crazy, guys. It's. I'm sorry. I just want to formally apologize.
That was a lot to unpack, isn't it?
This
We've really brought you and dropped you off into the deep end.
Well, this is probably the most normal one that you could have picked for us, really.
Yeah.
When you give those examples, this is probably the most straightforward.
It's kind of been weirder.
All that to say, little Godzilla.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Baby.
So what I want to know is Minilla or Baby.
Yeah.
Who would you choose in a fight to the death?
Oh.
Who's your buddy on?
Yeah, this is the important one, isn't it?
Heck, I love Son of Godzilla. I've got a lot of nostalgia fog, I think, for that movie. I love the guy. I love Minilla. I can't see the hate towards him. He's just trying to do his best. So I came into this with some like preconceived ideas, like no baby's gonna outdo Minilla, right? But I gotta say, like, as soon as I saw Baby, hiding in the hay, chowing down burgers, stealing people's shoes, I kind of fell for him. I think I'm Team Baby now. I don't know.
Don't say
This
it.
is a big change.
This is massive.
I think
This is bigger than the film.
Well, I mean,
like,
Alex, you
come
saw
on.
Son of Godzilla as well. What do you think?
I think Baby definitely has a more appealing design.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he was born from hell.
He looks more like Godzilla, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
That's a good start, yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like Minilla has more character, Minilla is just a goofy little guy. And I feel like he's just got that kind of charm about him.
Yeah.
Baby, he's fine.
Bit useless.
I feel like wouldn't want to hang out with him personally. It was between him and Minilla, night out in the town. I think Minilla,
down pub.
yeah, sure, he's a bit of a goofball. But we'd have a good time at the end of the day, And I think that's what it's all about. So I'm still a Minilla guy at heart, I think. I think Baby didn't really win me over.
Okay.
Didn't feel super fleshed out. I feel like he didn't have a lot of personality. He was just kind of like
He's there.
a little guy. A little guy.
A cute dino.
Yeah, he's very cute. Very cute, but not a lot going on under the surface,
He was the damsel, really, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was.
He was. This whole movie was based around Godzilla trying to get him, and then Rodan trying to save him.
And the humans, Mechagodzilla, trying to keep him, right?
He's the princess. He's like a Yoshi. You guys know that old Mario live action movie that happened?
Oh God. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but yes.
This is like a Yoshi that could have appeared in that movie.
Yeah.
He looked good, but he also did look a bit weird. Even though he's not as like crazy as Minilla, he is a bit like
He is ugly.
I don't know.
I think
He's kind of
Just didn't have much movement.
he's kind of cartoony looking. Do you know what I mean? Like he's kind of too animated compared to like Godzilla and Rodan and
He's like smooth SpongeBob.
smooth SpongeBob. Hey, you're right.
it's just not meant to be.
just a bit soft, just a bit kind of too pleasant to look at.
Yeah.
There's something about Manilla's tortured face. I just kind of grounds me in the scene and makes me feel really in touch with the character.
Yeah.
I think something that Baby does have though is his size. That last shot of the movie where it's just this little human-sized dino swimming out into the ocean with Godzilla.
Godzilla's gonna step on this guy.
He's gonna drown.
Yeah. I kind of expected that scene to him kind of like look up and just like go super sane, like the baby just like has like some like obviously like the eyes go red when he's angry, but I thought it would have gone further than that, like blow up or something, or like lasers like and like just kill. That was actually that was the weapon to kill Godzilla or something stupid like that. But like he was literally around humans the entire time. And like you saw the scale of him throughout the movie, but as soon as he stood next to Godzilla, I was like, "Yeah, he's goddamn, he's small,
Tiny."
I just didn't realize he was that tiny. But it's just kind of, I just didn't clock it. But it was fun though because there is this disconnect in these films where you have these big kaiju battles, and then you have like the cutaways to all the human stuff, And there's not often that sense of scale because you're seeing the humans from really, really far away, from like behind their shoulders, and you see, on green screen. But with this, you actually had, because Baby was around them, you had that dynamic where you could actually use them both in the same scene, and they would be able to talk to each other and interact with each other. And that was something that was different about this, which I kind of realized was like, there's a disconnect, it seems, with all the other movies we've watched with you, where that just isn't a thing.
Yeah.
It's just God versus human, and all the human things are, because of it, really not interesting at all. They felt very much involved as part of the narrative as opposed to observers. They just, everyone felt more like a participant, really, which was a nice change.
Yeah, and we've joked about it as well, but like every Mechagodzilla to the movie to this point, Mechagodzilla is in the background, right? Like you got crazy who knows what going on, and Mechagodzilla is there as well, but it's not about him. This one was kind of the same. You got Rodan, you got Babygodzilla, you got the psychic stuff, and then you got Mechagodzilla there. But somehow, even though this was as convoluted as all the others, it kind of had some like simplicity to it, and I feel like it did have time for all of them to shine, just with this narrative of kind of like, hey, everyone's going for Babygodzilla, and everyone has a good reason to.
Yeah, I agree. Mechagodzilla sort of felt weirdly like the least important part of all the films that he's been in so far. And my theory is kind of like they have like an idea for a film, but they're like, oh, well, this won't sell on its own, so they came up with. I wonder if they came up with the idea of Mechagodzilla as like a good face to like for a poster, to like sell a film.
It feels like that, eh?
Yeah.
And then just have it be about King Caesar or
Titanosaurus, was it?
Titanosaurus, yeah. And then now a Baby, and that, like, I feel like it's just still kind of like, well, we're just put Mechagodzilla in the front, and then we're just doing a different film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I did like how this time around finally, because it just makes so much sense that like Mechagodzilla is like a man-made thing.
Yes.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
He isn't wholly man-made, but like the fact that he's operated by people just makes sense.
Yeah,
like, and it's weird that we're three deep with him.
We said this last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like I was confused. Like it was cutting back to the scene, and like when Mechagodzilla like went down, that room was like completely intact, and I was like, wait, were they not in there the entire time? Would that not, like Power Rangers, like would that not make sense?
Yeah.
And also make it a bit more kind of, I don't know. I don't think it would have affected the tension whatsoever, really. But, it would have given them... it would have been more interesting. At least they did that this time. That was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It did make so much more sense.
Prayers have been answered.
Yeah.
How that affected the story, however, I'm not sure. But I do like how the majority of this wasn't really too interested with the greater narrative of it, but more focused on the fact that there was a lot of action. Like a fair chunk of this, like at least the last third of this movie was just pure action fight scenes. I was loving it. I was just like, this is great. Like, and it's good action scenes. It's mixed with the humans, and like they're directly involved. You're not watching it from afar, like, oh, who's gonna win? I think Godzilla might win. Or, he's got to be in the next one. So I think it wasn't really important. You just kind of were here to see it and see it unfold.
I think that's one of the things that this movie does best, is it creates a real solid connection between those fights that Godzilla has and actual human characters, especially the scenes where I think his name is Aoki.
The main guy, yeah.
The Pteranodon fan. He gets up in that little Garuda ship and joins the fray as well.
Oh,
it's
that
like,
thing.
He's our protagonist. Of course he's in the final battle. And that, along with all the fights, are real dynamic. The first fight is Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
I think we have Godzilla versus Rodan even before then, right?
Yeah, you do. Just to settle it off.
Godzilla versus Rodan. You have Mechagodzilla versus Rodan later down the road. Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla again, the showdown. And then powered up again when Rodan ends up becoming like a phoenix.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different dynamic fights here.
Yeah, totally. I think that leads into my my first point, but I really liked Rodan in this. I don't know how you guys felt, because it was a bit of a weird inclusion to have him in a Mechagodzilla movie. But we haven't actually seen Rodan, I think, since Destroy All Monsters, which was ages ago. So this is like a big return for a classic monster. And they really reinvented him in a really clever way, I think. Like, classically, Rodan is just the snarky friend of Godzilla. They get into a fist fight every now and again, but they team up a lot. And here, like, Rodan's completely different. He doesn't have any of that snarkiness, and he's more just this like guardian figure for Baby before turning into like a literal phoenix. I think he turns into something called Fire Rodan and then sacrifices himself at the end for Godzilla. I think it was quite like a clever way to reinvent the character myself. Like, I quite liked Rodan in this.
Yeah, it was an interesting thing to be able to have something new at the beginning. Didn't feel like it was wasted, more so.
Yeah.
Or just included for no reason, which was nice. It was interesting to see that design. And just straight away have, like, a fight to watch that was actually good. Like, well shot, choreographed
kind of like
well,
unexpected, right?
had purpose.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well, we're going in straight away. I love this. This whole movie felt a little bit more balanced than other things that we've seen together.
Yeah, totally. I will say, like, even though I love a lot of Rodan, I think he looks quite bad. His wings look very like latexy. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they're like folding up when he's flying.
Yeah, it was a bit funky. Yeah.
I think what got me is that he didn't have a costumed, well, there wasn't like an actor inside of his costume.
Yeah.
It was just a moving model the whole time. And I don't know, there's something about these monsters that I feel like they all pop to me when they have actual actors acting in them. And that was missing for Rodan for me a bit, especially since he's a classic Godzilla villain, and right from the start, he does have a lot of personality. He is a real snarky, cheeky little monster. I don't feel like much of that came across here, but instead they did decide to reinvent him a lot and go with a different route for him, which I did like, and I think in the Heisei anthology, I think it's a real good way to implement him.
I was gonna say, as someone who's like not really super familiar with the character Rodan, like this is my first introduction through a film.
True.
But like I'm aware of how you guys have spoken about him and that kind of personality, and I was quite disappointed that wasn't really there.
Yeah.
Because he felt quite bland. He just felt like another generic monster in this to a degree, and I was excited to see him because I'd heard about how he has so much like personality and like charisma, I guess, as a kaiju.
And he has none. Yeah.
And there's like none here. Yeah, so I was a little disappointed. But I mean his powers are cool, and I do agree with Michael where like you can tell when someone isn't in the suit and it's just like a marionette. There's a in the kind of final act, there's a part where like Rodan's like taken off and his like powers are taken in, but he just sort of like hovers off the floor and it's like super awkward. And so it's things like that left me feel a little disappointed in terms of Rodan.
Yeah. How about when he's like bleeding out on the ground and like blubbering with all the blood coming out of his chest?
That was rough. That was heavy.
That was quite cool.
Foaming mouth. Ooh.
Yeah, he's like frothing from the mouth.
Yeah. Shoot, and he survives it.
I think that kind of set me up really to kind of what to expect for the rest of the movie. I was like, oh, they're going places that are a bit, well, I'd say a bit different, quite different, because I think we spoke in the past about how that just wasn't an inclusion. They'd get battered to bits and they'd just get up again and they'd be fine.
Yeah.
They wouldn't really, I guess they wouldn't really allowed with the ratings and stuff to do that kind of thing. So it's weird that they're now including that kind of stuff. And I spotted a naughty word at the beginning. Someone said shit. And I was like, oh.
True.
He goes, oh, shit.
In my Godzilla movie?
Yeah, man, this is the Heisei era. This is not your dad's Godzilla.
I was like, whoa, let's just put the brakes on a second. What are we signing up for? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I completely agree with your points. Obviously, similar to Alex, I don't have any too much prior knowledge other than what you guys have told us. And yeah, it was a good fight, but there wasn't anything that I particularly learned or like kind of built on the personality of that character much.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a done deal. And that was that. But it made me assume that character wasn't very important, which obviously goes against what you guys are saying in the terms that, he is quite an interesting character. And yeah, for someone who doesn't know that, like I wouldn't have guessed it at all.
Oh, funny, yeah.
I think to build on my things about Mechagodzilla and his sort of involvement in these films so far.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel. I wasn't super hot on his design in this. He felt a little kind of too. He felt too like action figure-y, if that makes sense. Like he's a bit too kind of sleek and a bit too kind of. But he's like his design's super like more sleek and everything, but he feels more like plasticky and not as. I remember, all the cool articulations of the original Mechagodzilla design, where like his wrists would rotate and his head would spin around and all this stuff. And he wasn't doing all that cool stuff in this. He was just shooting beams out his chest and like punching. And it just wasn't as cool. Like, I don't know, I feel like the fun in Mechagodzilla is that because he's a mech, he can kind of do all these elaborate movements and do all this cool stuff. And he just felt very stiff and stationary and awkward. And I don't know, there's something about the kind of clunkiness of the original design that I just like as well, the kind of like blockiness of it. And this was more of a kind of sleek and curvy sort of design that I just wasn't as feeling as much. I don't know how you guys feel.
No, I feel you. The designs of each iteration of Mechagodzilla are something that's so contested, and people like love seeing each of these designs so much. Personally, one thing I liked coming off of the heels of the Showa designs in the first Mechagodzilla movie and Terror of Mechagodzilla was that Mechagodzilla, it looked like... I hate to bring back all the Preston talk.
I don't believe it. It wasn't actually me you brought up first.
But like you could see all the different rivets in the plates on that monster. He looked like a man-made robot, which there was effort to make, an effort to build, an effort to create.
Yeah.
And I guess you could use the excuse of, hey, they have technology from the future in this movie. They don't have to put as much effort into creating this mech visually. But for such an overpowered creature, and like he is brutal in this movie, probably the most powerful kaiju we've seen in a good long while.
The amount of lasers, yeah.
The amount of lasers, sheesh. Yeah, I don't know. There's this sleekness to him, and I know a lot of people like it. But to me, it feels a bit foamy. It feels like they went for like you said, an action figure looking design, a cool looking design, which I don't know. There's something about the original that I like, where every single part of him, whether it be his little nostril cannons or his fingertip rockets or his knee rockets, like every part of him was built intentionally. And apart from a few things like the Garuda transforming into him and the rockets on his back, you didn't really see too much of that.
That was a really cool concept, yeah.
Well, yeah, like those concepts for him are great, but you don't see too much of that practicality in this one's design.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. It was a big letdown. I did like aspects of it. Like I liked the jetpacks. He had like the 4 little like propulsion holes. What are they called? I don't know.
Propulsion holes, yeah.
Propulsion holes, yeah. But I don't know. It's like the Iron Man problem, right? It seems like every new like Marvel movie we got that make his design sleeker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh god, yeah, you're right.
But it gets rid of that how cool the original looks.
Loses that appeal.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I think it's one of those things where obviously that you got to make it look. It's got to dominate the space a bit more because it's like, oh, it's the second one. They've kind of built it up. And then my first initial impression was like I kind of liked the bulkiness, but it was that thing where it's like it's more like where it was the lack of substance. Like the original one did have all these cool features, which is what made it cool. Because otherwise, it is just a big metal statue of Godzilla who's a bit taller and a bit thicker, and that was kind of it. Like jetpack, the cursed belly button cannon. Like that was a weird thing, it couldn't have came like Iron Man like out of his hand, or they could have found like
it looked like a camera as well. Like...
maybe that, but like the heart or something, like where the reactor is.
Yeah,
I imagine like the nuclear reactors in the where the heart is meant to be, or something like that. Why did it come out of there like straight out of the reactor? Like that's cool. But yeah, like the rotate. One of the things that it did so well was almost like the kind of like Sam Raimi or like Edgar Wright kind of flashy like zoom close-ups of like all of the features, like the wrist and all this. You were missing that. You know, I think they really they were trying to show the intricacies of Mechagodzilla and like the things that could counter pretty much everything that he could have done. It was, you know, better in every way. You missed that. It was just a big dominant hunk of metal that just happened to look exactly the same as Godzilla. And it's like, oh well, I don't understand how this can actually. You kind of got a gauge with the first one of like, oh, I can see how he's gonna go up against him. And with this one, it was just like, well, I guess he's bigger. He's made out of metal. That really don't do it for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I will say they lit him up quite well. Like his introduction when he lands and he's got like the blue light up behind him as it like the camera moves up, and a couple of the scenes later on when it's like smoky and they've got kind of this neon,
the rays behind him.
Yeah, like he looked cool.
Cinematography is so good for him.
Or like he would have looked cool if the design was a bit better.
It feels like they made him so powerful, but they didn't give him the right visual presence to match that.
Yeah.
It's real sad.
Yeah, completely. I just wanted to kind of like share my main point before I forget it.
Yeah, go for it.
But it was just as you mentioned, like straight away, I noticed from at least this era, I felt like the jump just from the huge jump in cinematography. Just from the first few shots, like the composition, with like the different camera movements and showing off all of like the parts of Mechagodzilla, and the lighting, like it being introduced as they come into like kind of the space with like the really long shadows as they creep in.
Yeah,
I was like,
cool.
This is awesome. Yeah, like just the cinematography in this was so much more considered. And I guess, you know, partly I imagine it was because choreography and all that thing, you know, with that being increased and more considered, you'd have to really think about how you would shoot it to enhance that. But yeah, you know, it kind of went places that it just didn't need to. Like it just felt like such a jump from all the other things we've seen. We've always complained about, you know, these fight scenes are just shot really badly, and like the sets look really clunky. And although they're not perfect, it's such a huge difference from what I'm used to. And it was just, it was really engaging. It's something, I just picked on straight away. I think that's why maybe I liked the film so much, was because I was almost impressed for them, in the sense that I was just like, oh, you know, what an amazing jump. Just very impressed.
Yeah, that's a really cool point. And this whole era of Heisei movies so far, the actual creators and the crew behind the scenes have said that they took a lot of influence from American action movies and how those were kind of looking at the time and how those were shot and how the fights were. And I think in this one specifically, you can definitely see a whole lot of that. Like it just looks a lot like American movies looked at the time. The fight scenes are engaging. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I might jump in with my second point there then. It's just how, especially in the fight scenes, everything, even compared to the other Heisei movies, they just keep stepping up the brutality in these ones. Straight off the bat, we see Mechagodzilla nearly kill Godzilla yet again, nearly put him in the grave. It feels so much more blood and just harshness to everything happening here. Straight in the scenes where like Mechagodzilla is grabbing onto Godzilla with his little extender arms, unleashing absolute hell onto him. The back half of this movie is this whole plan to electrocute and fry Godzilla's spinal brain. Like how wacky and how terrifying is that?
It's in his butt. Let's be real. It was right in like his right butt cheek.
He's got a butt brain.
That was so wild. I had no idea. I thought it was like a joke scene, and one of them was going to stand up and be like, "Don't be ridiculous." I've got it the wrong way around, and then flip it around. But it was like, no, they went with it. It was like, it's there, and everyone's like, oh dear, how are we gonna approach this?
Was it a psychic go as well? He like found his ass brain. She was like,
focus on the butt brain.
I see it. I see his butt brain.
What is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm zeroed in on his ass braid.
And to be clear, this is not something that's been established in any of the other movies so far. This was made for this one.
Oh, that's the worst bit. That's so daft.
But yeah, in that last fight scene especially, with the kitted out mech, one of my favorite scenes is right near the end when Mechagodzilla is unleashing absolutely everything onto him, with the electric arms, with the plasma grenade from his belly, with his eye beams, with his mouth laser. It's just brutal, and I feel like we haven't seen Godzilla get this wrecked since the last tier of Mechagodzilla movie, where he literally went into a grave and came out because of Deus Ex Machina. And he would have died in this one too if it weren't for a system malfunction right at the start.
That's technically true, yeah.
Like, Mechagodzilla is dangerous.
He always seems to get a bit lucky, that Godzilla, doesn't he?
It's like every time in this, Mechagodzilla would have actually killed him if something didn't go wrong. So Mechagodzilla had him at the start, but something malfunctioned. Mechagodzilla had him at the end, but hey, Rodan's alive. So Mechagodzilla's actually pretty powerful.
It'd be nice if they just gave the story an actual reason for him not to kill him, instead of there was a bit of a malfunction. It's like, oh, again, bloody hell.
I wanted to ask this, sort of leaping off from that, like, watching this film, I felt I sort of felt a bit conflicted in terms of who I was meant to be rooting for.
Yeah,
because Godzilla's pretty despicable in this. Like, it seems like his sort of semi like anti-hero like places. It seems like he's not in that position anymore. He's got a lot of like mindless rampaging monster stuff in this. And Mechagodzilla is sort of, if you think about the narrative in terms of being fully on side with the humans, which you don't really get a lot of reasons to not be in this film.
Yeah,
Mechagodzilla is kind of the hero in this, and it just kind of made me feel weird because ultimately I feel like you're still meant to root for Godzilla, but he is also kind of the villain in this as well. Like, is that his sort of status right now in this era of Godzilla films? Because it felt like previously where we left off, he was in this kind of anti-hero place,
almost even a hero place. Like he
was pretty much a straight up hero. Yeah, I'm trying to be like generous, but yeah, he was basically like he was like a superhero basically.
Yeah. Well, it is real funny you bring it up, because in the Heisei series so far, he is 100% a villain. He is 100%, they call him like this immortal nuclear being who is just here to like destroy the earth pretty much.
Oh god.
And it is weird because it feels like the whole narrative of the story, and they touch on it a few times, is like life against artificial life. Like that's what this whole movie's about. And you have Rodan and Godzilla for life, and then you got Mechagodzilla and the humans for kind of artificial life. And I don't know how I felt about it. I don't feel like that actual message really meant anything at the end, because just like you said, like...
Not at all.
you don't really... You're rooting for kind of everyone or no one. I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't feel deserved that you walked away with Baby. You're just going to let him do that?
It felt like a loss, really. Like,
yeah.
It's weird.
They lose, but then it's all happy watching him walk into the water.
Fine.
Like,
yeah. It's just sort of a like we're okay with this. We realise now that it's fine.
Bye.
See you later.
We're on the side of life.
Roll credits.
That's a big thing that's been going around Twitter recently.
I'm out.
I've seen a bunch of threads about people asking why Godzilla is such a big prolific kaiju in this space. And people have said it's because he's a villain and an anti-hero, a villain and an anti-hero, a hero, depending on the movie. And I actually think that came across real well in this movie, because Godzilla's 100% an enemy. He's a villain. He's wrecking cities left, right, and center. But then you have this real cool aspect, which I loved, of Miki the Psychic. And she's been in the past few Heisei movies. She's one of the standing stones that we can kind of grab to. And I feel like her whole purpose in this movie, she's going on a little bit of a hero's journey, almost akin to Dr. Yamane of the original Godzilla. His whole thing was he was the only person who could really see the purpose and the usefulness of Godzilla, and how we shouldn't just outright kill him, we should study him, and he's still an important creature. And in this one, I feel like Miki's the only character who's like, I have the chance to kill Godzilla right now, and we saw that bit of a conflict with her when she's the one who has to target and electrocute his butt brain.
Oh dear.
But she still has that conflict within her, which I really loved seeing that. Her little struggle being like, hey, maybe we shouldn't kill this dude. Maybe this is a bit mean.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that they're trying to like put some deeper themes into the movie as well. I don't think it really worked for me. I don't know. One of the characters that was saying all the stuff about the like artificial life and having a lot of the hard hitting lines was this random like American scientist, the old dude that I just couldn't stand.
Jeff Bridges looking one.
What was going on there? He was this dude.
He was just vibing. Yeah.
Why'd you have an English actor dubbed as well?
Was he dubbed? No way.
I think he was dubbed. I'm pretty sure he's dubbed, and we watched dubbed, and I'm pretty sure they dubbed him.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but there's no way he was speaking Japanese, right, in the original cut?
No, he was speaking bad English in the original cut.
Yeah, so...
We're sticking with a trend how there's no American actors who actually act well in any of these movies. Not a single one.
No surprise.
By far the worst performance, yeah.
I wrote down one of his lines, guys. The time has come to finally put technology to the final test.
Powerful.
That was a crazy line, right? Like,
right. He's probably said that in the mirror.
Powerful.
I feel like you voice acted that better than he did right then.
Yeah. Should we just put? Should we kind of like just snippet you into the dub and just sell it as a clip?
Yeah, I can redub it.
Just upload the scene on YouTube and say nothing, and see if anyone notices. That's a great. That's my Sunday side.
My last like big note that I had here was that the music was actually really good.
Yeah.
Akira Ifukube did the score for this, and he did the original Godzilla score. He's like the legendary composer from the franchise. I specifically really loved Mechagodzilla's theme. I don't know if you guys remember it.
That's hard hitting.
Yeah, I really loved it. Like is that my favorite Godzilla theme from the whole series? I don't know.
It's up there.
So bad.
Oh, and this is actually part of one of my points. This is one of the bold ones.
Nice, go
so
for it.
I always put one in bold if I want to say it.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know if any of you are going to bring this up or have noticed it, but there's a sound cue in this score where when I recognised it, I jumped out of my chair because I was like, there is no way.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
There is no way that I've just found a sample for a rap song in a Godzilla movie that's a sequel.
No way.
No way.
So,
what is this?
Yeah. So, there's an artist called, I think his name is Pharoahe Monch, if I'm pronouncing it right. And he did a song called Simon Says, which is like da 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 dun, and it's like, and he starts rapping over it. And I have the song on Spotify because it's a great song. And I just went, oh my God. So I went on a spiral journey after this, by the way. Have you seen those Google adverts where they're like, oh, you can sing into your app and it will come up with a song.
And it'll find the song.
Absolutely, that does not work. I remember watching the advert on telly and I was like, there's no way it works out.
You're humming this Godzilla theme into your
so
phone.
I'm going, like an absolute twat. and nothing's happening.
And why does I just googled Godzilla theme rap sample and I found it straight away.
You see, that would have been the sensible choice. But I was trying to find the song because I wasn't convinced, because obviously it's reverb, it's slower in this score, and it's kind of more compressed and in the actual, yeah.
I don't know what it's from though, because it must be some British show or something that we recognise, because I don't know the actual song, I just know that sample.
Yeah.
So the second I heard it, same as that, my ears pricked up straight away. I was like, oh, that's whatever. That's.
I am certain. Sample. I'm certain it is. I have no idea just where it's from this song. Simon Says.
Yo, I'm looking it up now. Simon Says is Pharoahe Monch's most popular song and samples the theme song of the 1964 film Mothra vs. Godzilla. So it would have been a recurring theme. In 2001, Pharoahe Monch was sued by Toho for the song's uncleared use of the sample. As a result, the distribution of Internal Affairs was halted.
There you go.
So he got sued for this.
Oh no!
No way!
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because when you were humming that, Adam, I was like, isn't that just a classic Godzilla theme? So that's crazy that he just samples the theme from Godzilla.
It is straight up the Godzilla theme.
This is the thing. That's why I thought I found gold dust, because like I had no prior knowledge about this sound. I was like, I only know it from this one thing. So was this the tiny little film that he must have seen and used? Like, I thought this was the film. But it seems that...
Props to you for finding it. That's great.
Well, it was just like, it just drove me mad. And so I had to bring it up. But the point being is that the score was actually very good. It was something that was consistently good throughout, not just because of this one sample piece. But yeah, it's good to know that it exists in this universe, and that that it's a theme that at least people know, because it is very iconic. But for me, in my brain, it was just like instant. Oh my god, that's a rap song.
That's so funny.
And me thinking I'm absolutely mad. Yeah. So dumb.
That's so funny. Oh. Yeah, no, I do think the music, like Mechagodzilla's theme was good. That theme, the like Godzilla theme, was great. I think Rodan had a theme in this as well. It's just consistently good music. It's good to have Akira Ifukube back, because he was gone for a little while.
I think this being my introduction to this new era, like, it's funny how we still have a lot of the same trappings of like these narratives. And it's so random stuff they throw in, like, I guess I didn't understand like the psychic girl was like a reoccurring character.
Yeah.
So that seemed a little out of place for me. There's a random part where there's a bunch of girls who just appear as a baby and start singing to baby, and that's just a thing.
He gets very cross about that.
That's just a thing, apparently. I feel like you can really feel the grasping at straws with these human narratives, where they just don't know what to do. They're like, will there be a girl and a plucky young guy, and and that's pretty much always
a little pteranodon, little green goblin glider type situation.
Oh, that was wild. Forgot,
crazy.
Completely forgot that was wild. Whole like 10 minutes spent on that. Yeah, I mean, I think this film, I was looking at like Letterboxd reviews and stuff, and I saw a lot of people talk about how this is like Godzilla's take on like adopted families, all this stuff. And
what?
I think it's great that people see that sort of thing in these films sometimes, but for me, I felt like it just had a lot going on, and there's like a lot of ideas going on, and it felt like didn't feel like it was all coming together to just like say something cohesive, whereas for like the films that we watched previously would have like a core idea behind them. And I don't know, I wasn't getting that sense from this one as much. But in terms of like the scope and the cinematography and the action, like, it's so crazy to see the jump. Obviously, we're watching him like a couple months later, and but we're talking about like a 20-year progression.
Yeah.
So it is a massive jump anyway. And to us, it's nothing, but you can definitely feel it. And my little kind of bugbears about some of the ways that they would execute some of the action scenes, whatever, like, I've got no comments really. Like, you're just really cool, like the visual effects are really cool. Like, there was one random CGI sequence that was quite bold. I think with it was like a demonstration of the little like flying mech or whatever. There's like,
the Garuda, yeah.
that was one of those things where it's like that's age not great.
Yeah,
I mean the X-wing Death Star run scene.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just felt very unnecessary. And also, I love how Baby just kind of stood there the whole time. I thought he was going to get at cross and get red-eyed and be like, "Oh, how dare you go away?" And it was just like, nah, and he just watched it as it went down, and then nothing else happened. And it was like,
well, guess what, Adam?
Nothing happened there.
Guess what? Little Baby appears in the next 2 movies.
You're lying.
Yeah.
And he grows up into a little bit of a bigger Godzilla.
No.
Yeah. So this is the start of Baby's journey.
Oh no.
But you're right. He doesn't have much to do in this one. He does like sing. Does he sing to Rodan, or he alerts Rodan that Godzilla's dying, and that's why Rodan saves Godzilla? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. The idea that
That's sad.
he like sets a microphone. He's got the sound system up.
That sounds like it makes sense. There's always just little weird ideas like that implemented into these movies.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
Yeah.
It's like there is like a clear, interesting route to go down to solve problems, but they go, how about we just throw some things into a generator and like see what comes out, and we'll use that instead.
How about we sing a song?
How about we sing a song? A Godzilla staple.
We'll sing a song.
Why not?
And it'll all be right.
It just will make sense.
We had that killer song when they woke up King Caesar last time, right? I don't know if this outdoes that one.
Oh,
No.
That was
no,
classic.
no. That's set in stone forever. That ain't going anywhere.
Really good point, though, I think, Alex, because I loved the characters in this. We had Aoki, our like leading guy, who he's like this Pteranodon fan that gets signed up to be a Mechagodzilla pilot. He gets put through like jujitsu training, and then he ends up getting fired and sent to parking lot duty. Like, I kind of really love this goofy character. I liked Azusa, who was the girl who was looking after Baby, and her connection with Baby was quite cool. I liked Miki, the psychic. Like, our trio of characters were cool characters, but the actual storylines they did with them was kind of nothing.
Yeah.
And they could have done a lot more with their side of things.
I felt like it was too many chefs in the kitchen, because I feel like you could have merged a lot of those characters.
Yeah.
To be the same. It was like you'd make a character that was had a lot of depth, and you kind of split them in half and just was it that same thing that we spoke about before, where it's star power? Like, the more you kind of get in there, the more likely someone's going to see it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because it did seem like it had a lot less characters than the other ones. I remember the other Mechagodzillas, I couldn't even keep track of who was in them.
Yeah.
No, that's true. But yeah, but then again, I still feel like you could have just like merged them together, and it wouldn't really have made much of a difference. It would have maybe made it more impactful.
Yeah, and we had Aoki, the like Pteranodon expert, but he does nothing with Rodan, even though he's an expert with Rodan. And he does nothing really with the egg that they think's a Rodan egg, but then it's a Babygodzilla egg.
Yeah.
Like, it would have made much more sense to give him the role of looking after Babygodzilla, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or have them paired together, yeah.
Yeah, there was real early concept ideas for this film, and I know that the current poster for this movie was made before this iteration of the movie happened.
Oh.
So there's a lot of weird ideas seen on the poster where it seems like the Garuda types of the X-wing kind of looking thing from the mech was supposed to look a bit more Pteranodon-like. So having him as the pilot of those would have made a bit more sense. Mechagodzilla was supposed to look real different. Rodan was supposed to have a bit more to do with the egg. I don't know. It seems like there could have been some real cool ideas that they ended up scrapping for some reason. But yeah, Adam, I'm really curious at what this movie would have been like, even if they merged Azusa and Miki to have like one leading lady who's looking after little baby Godzilla and has that psychic connection through with him the whole entire time.
It would make perfect sense, wouldn't it, to do that? Perfect sense.
Yeah, and I think going forward, Miki continues her psychic connection to Babygodzilla, but it's weird having her and Babygodzilla so connected, where in this movie, there's the other girl that's with Babygodzilla. It's, weird. some weird decisions.
Yeah, just daft. It's just, it feels like if you have less characters and, you kind of merge these things, you have an opportunity there to be able to actually build stronger relationships because you're spending less screen time with different actors. And you're just kind of, like I said, just able to maybe like pair some together and make relationships and just spend more time developing individual people.
Yeah.
And if they come back, people are going to care about it more. That makes sense, surely. But my only explanation for it is possibly just that you would maybe, I don't know, contracts or I don't know, or it's just star power. Like trying to get as many known actors in there to kind of sell the film. It's hard to know.
We're in the easy chair as well. Like we always say this on the final draft. Like we're sat in the easy chair where
absolutely.
You sit down, you see the whole thing, you go, well, you should have done that.
Yeah. They don't have the whole thing when they're working on it.
Yeah, and that doesn't strike you when you're actually making a thing. So
absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, should we? I've got a few bits of trivia here. Should we get into this?
Let's
I'm just learning a little bit more about the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
So just like you were saying, Micah, this movie had a few different ideas in the script initially. So before it turned into what we watched, it was originally going to be a movie about a different version of Mechagodzilla called Berserk Mechagodzilla.
Ooh, I like that name.
Yeah. Mechagodzilla was going to be a metallic alien organism that arrives on Earth and has the intent of making itself the most powerful life form on the planet. It would absorb machinery into itself before finally taking the form of Godzilla, believing him to be the most dominant organism on the planet.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack. So the alien theme, I guess, is back from the Showa stuff, but very different to what we got in Mechagodzilla II. And there was also a different script where there would have been a Mechagodzilla that could split apart into multiple vehicles. And you can actually see the design for this Mechagodzilla on, I think, the poster that Noriyoshi Orai did.
Transformer.
Yeah, crazy Transformer Mechagodzilla. It's got like Rodan with ripped wings holding like a red egg like a football.
Mate, it looks great.
Yeah.
What a wicked poster. I see like the kind of like the cannons on the arms are like extended. So you've got like, that's kind of what Alex, I think, really kind of pointed out of what he wanted. It was like that kind of more functional design where you'd see those aspects. Like that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's right there. It's strange they didn't go with it in the end.
And what a beautiful painting as well. That sounds really weird to say, but like,
no, honestly,
it's beautiful. Like that must have been hand.
He's hitting them out of the ballpark with all these artworks.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And in the last just little bit I had here was just around the title of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2. We've already talked about how confusing it is, but to make it more confusing, this released in Japan under the just the title of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. So the reason why it's now Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2 is that the American market wanted to distinguish it from the predecessor.
That dang American market.
Americans, eh?
Crazy.
Yeah, Americans.
Imagine being American.
Can't, dude. Can't.
Cringe.
We're really we're holding up the British, with the best example, aren't we?
The majority of your listenership just gone, just plummeted.
Doing them justice.
Hey, well, we are a Commonwealth podcast here at Podzilla. Me and Mike
That's
being
true.
in New Zealand. You guys
That's
being
true.
from the
Goodness.
UK. This just makes sense.
God save our king. All
God save the king.
God.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. That's right. Saluting.
no treason.
But I mean, that's pretty much everything I had. Did we want to quickly just go around as well and just name our favorite monster and human character from the movie? I'll start us off. I really liked Babygodzilla, and I feel like blasphemous because of how much I love Minilla as well. But I like what they did with Babygodzilla in this one. I love his connection to the humans. I love all the crazy, cute stuff they have him doing. I can't wait to see what they do going forward with him. I think he'll be really cool. And then I liked human character wise, I really liked Aoki, the pteranodon expert. You know, saw a little bit of myself in him, being a bit of a nerd, sucking at jujitsu,
ending up on car parking duty.
Yep. What did you guys think? What was your favorite, Adam?
Weirdly enough, I did find the relationship between I can say Babygodzilla then. It's the whole Grogu situation coming out.
His name is Babygodzilla.
Oh.
You're right, Babygodzilla or Baby.
Oh wow, how the turns have tabled. The lady who looked after him the entire time, her character was called I've written it down as well.
Azusa, Miss Ah.
There we go. So their relationship I thought was probably the most compelling, just because of the fact that she actually acted it very well. I think she was very emotive, so it felt real. Like a lot of the other actors were kind of just a bit. It reminded me a lot of the older kind of work, which is a bit stunted. Not a lot of depth, but at least they had, and it's really hard to as well. Like obviously, like pretend like you're really affectionate towards this like man in a rubber suit. You know what I mean? Like that must have been a weird thing on set, but like did it really well and with like great conviction. So yeah, it was probably the most interesting part.
Cool.
Yeah, in terms of human characters, I'd probably agree. I feel like that was the most interesting element was that relationship with Baby. In terms of kaiju, I'd say despite my gripes with the design, I did really enjoy Mechagodzilla. You know, I like how they always make him a worthwhile adversary to Godzilla, and they show how he is strong enough to overtake him. And I like the angle of him being piloted. You know, I just think it's this.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It's like Gundam and Pacific Rim. It's that sort of vibe where it's just like it just makes sense.
Yeah,
This is cool, and I think making Mechagodzilla more like human man-made kind of creation is just more interesting than like a alien, Gugar. So I enjoyed Mechagodzilla in this.
Good stuff. Nah, on the human side, I think I'm the same. Azusa is amazing. I don't think she was actually given a lot to work with.
Yeah.
But the actor Ryoko Sano just plays her absolutely beautifully, and you're able to suspend your disbelief in all of those scenes where there is this guy in a dinosaur suit, but it really makes you believe that like there's this affection between them, and I love that relationship. I do love Baby, and I do want to see how he grows in the next few movies. This is weird. My favorite character in this movie is Mechagodzilla out of the kaiju. Even though this is my least favorite iteration of him. And I think it's one of those things where I just like seeing, even if this is my least favorite iteration, I just love seeing how much they change him up and all of their different thoughts and the choices that they make in all of these movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just seems like such a worthy adversary to Godzilla, to the point where he should have killed him multiple times at this point. And for the plot,
Let's go on.
it doesn't happen. But I love him. I love him in that. Yeah. Surprisingly, we haven't talked much about Godzilla so far. I don't think.
Yeah.
He's fine in this movie. I don't think the spotlight is on him at all in this movie.
Just the muscle, really.
He's there for the fight scenes.
Yeah. He's just like the constant force in this movie now.
Yeah.
It's what I was saying earlier, like, he's just sort of a mindless force in this, it feels like, which it just feels like it's a bit of a step back from what we've seen previously. I haven't kept up with this like current era, but it just seems like the characterization of Godzilla is a little less complex, which is just that's a wild sentence to just say. But do you know what I mean?
Podcast, man.
Yeah. I like that there's shades of morality in Godzilla, and it felt like that was like lacking a bit in this.
I love that so much.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I liked his design, right? He had like lines across his neck, kind of like
ridges.
He looked pretty cool. His head, as always, looks great. His tongue and his teeth.
Design's very good, yeah.
Tongue and the teeth.
Yeah, stand out from that Godzilla head. should we just wrap it up? Give some final thoughts each. Give this one a rating. Did you want to kick us off, Alex?
Yeah, I think that this one, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, was it was it was fine. It wasn't for me. I think I don't think it was really for me. I think it was lacking. I always find a little like from what we've seen, from what you've shown us previously, there's been these really interesting nuggets of like narrative ideas or like cultural signifiers and all these sort of things, and I feel like it's a little that it just wasn't really there for me. I feel like the concepts of Mechagodzilla and Baby and all these things, they felt just kind of random and didn't really come together for me personally. But jumping into this new era, like everything is so much more. It's so well presented, and like the scope is so much bigger, and the action so much bigger, and just the visual fidelity of everything is so great. It's hard to not kind of like fall in love with it, but it is also a little disappointing to see that it's still got like the same issues that a lot of these films have, where the cast isn't the most fleshed out, and there's a lot of ideas going on at once, and doesn't always seem to come together in a cohesive sort of final thought.
Yeah, well put.
I would probably give. What's the rating I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give this a. I'm gonna do 2 Babygodzillas out of 5. I think
that works.
Nice, classic.
Yeah.
2 Babygodzillas out of 5.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good point and a really good way to put it, because I don't know, I'm conflicted on this as well, because I see how much people love it online. Like this is heralded as like the best of the Heisei era. This is the best Godzilla's ever been. But I really loved aspects of the movie, but there's parts I didn't like. Like, again, the whole like artificial life, whatever narrative they were trying to like emotional narrative or emotional punch they were trying to put into this didn't work for me at all. Some of the characters could have had a bit more to work with. My favorite part was the monsters and the monster fights. Like when Rodan and Godzilla first duel on the island, like sparks are flying off them. Explosions are everywhere. I don't even know how physically 2 giant dinosaurs hitting each other create sparks, but I'm all for it. Like
they're electric.
The fights looked crazy. The special effects looked good. And I did like how that it was juggling so much, but managed to keep it simple. I can see where it could have been better, and some things didn't work, but I think I'm still going to give this a 4 out of 5 Babygodzillas. 4 Babygodzillas out of 5.
High.
I don't know. It has something. It has a bit of a charm to it. I definitely had fun the whole way through. What did you think, Adam?
Well, yeah, it was complicated for no reason. I think what bugged me the most about at least the plot was that despite all the things that happened, in which there were a lot, nothing changed. Like, there was, where we were at the beginning of the movie is exactly the same as where it ended up. Like, obviously, we know about Baby, but he went away anyway and disappeared with Godzilla, so they're still no closer to killing him. Still don't know where he is. Mechagodzilla still don't work. And the cities are still in peril. Like, nothing actually... There was no impact for me in the narrative, which is... I mean, you've failed already. But, you know, I've noted so many things, and we've spoken so much about how the evolution of many aspects of this and the way that they make these films has evolved. That I love. The cinematography, the lighting, the music. Fantastic. And you could tell that there's a lot of heart behind, and thought at least, prior to making this, about there's so much heart that goes into the details. And, you know, maybe not all of them are right. But there's a lot of design team in these films that definitely care a lot, and it is reflected in little ways.
Yeah.
So to be honest, kind of summing all that up, I mean, it would get 3 Babygodzillas out of 5. I think it did surprise me how much I enjoyed watching it. Like the visual aspects of it were fantastic, which boosts it up for sure. But narratively, yeah, Alex has mentioned it, like just falling for exactly the same problems as we've always had. And it's like, I kind of want it to just get out of this sludge and like kind of take, just do something, you know. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's up and coming, but what they would even do with this concept if they kind of worked on it in the future.
That's why I really love having you guys on the show, because like we've been so like immersed in this for years now, and these type of movies with all the narratives and returning monsters,
outside perspective.
Yeah, we've got so much going on in our heads that like I really love your guys' outside perspective of just seeing these snapshots.
Bless.
So yeah, it's a really good point, because it's so funny that the movies we've had you on for in the past have, I just love what you said about they falling into the same problems, because you definitely see it when you look at bits and pieces, right? Like it's same kind of movie, same kind of problems, but they definitely are improving.
Yeah, on average, these movies I think are consistently getting a lot better, even if it takes a bit of time to get there. One thing that I remember not loving about the previous two Mechagodzilla movies was their lack of depth in their human characters, and I think this movie takes a great step in the right direction of one, using Mechagodzilla as a mode of transport to bring the human characters into the journey and get them right alongside Godzilla and the other kaiju. And I think our two main leads, Aoki and Miss R, do a real good job of that, even though, like even compared to nowadays movies or other movies at the time, when I see Babygodzilla, I can't help but think of Jurassic Park, which came out before this, and that movie you have something where it's full of dinosaurs and real huge monsters. And yet there's still so much heart in every single one of the characters. And admittedly, it might even have a bigger cast than the actors in this movie. Whereas in this movie, even though the focus is on the monsters a lot more, you still don't get that much depth to them. And they're making steps toward there, but I really hope to see movies in the future where the characters are fleshed out a lot more. Props to Mechagodzilla, though. I think with Heisei as an almost, I hate that it's the thing we're using now, but an almost MCU-like narrative where all the movies are connecting together.
Oh god,
this makes a great. I hate it too. This does real well in connecting all of the different points between the movies and having a real consistent through line between them. Tying this in with King Ghidorah, and bringing Babygodzilla into the future movies. I think it's a real clean and great way to continue the narrative of this series and setting up a bit more for the future. That being said, I think this is some of the coolest fights we've seen in a long time.
Big time.
I love me some Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
I love me some Mechagodzilla. I love the brutality of it. And even though there are a lot of pitfalls in this movie, I still can't help but enjoy it. This, out of the Heisei series at least, has been my favorite so far.
Hey.
For some reasons that I can't even say. I love watching big mechs and baby Godzillas and Pteranodon fans. I think I'll go to 4 out of 5 Baby Godzillas as well.
Nice.
High praise. I like it.
I do love this movie a lot.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. It's real cool that we got a real range of thoughts to the movie. We do have a few of your thoughts as well, guys. Thanks so much for sending in. David wrote in a huge email. This is his all-time favorite Godzilla movie, and there was a bit here that he said that I really loved. The real genius of this story, I think, is that there is no cookie-cutter black and white, good and bad here. The monsters are just trying to live their lives, and through seeing Baby, we want them to be able to do that and genuinely become upset when Godzilla is hurt and Rodan offers his heroic sacrifice to his surrogate brother. At the same time, the movie doesn't shy away from the immense destruction Godzilla and Rodan cause, and the commanders and soldiers at G-Force are not mustache-twirling villains but of course, just soldiers and scientists trying to save lives. It gives the whole plot a level of tension and tragedy that is uncommon in other Godzilla movies, where it's all very clear who's right and who's wrong.
That's actually a really great analysis.
So thanks for that, David.
That's a really great take, actually. You know what? That's completely poo-pooed on my take earlier, because I was talking about how I struggled. No, but honestly, because I was struggling with like who I'm meant to root for, but maybe that is actually like what makes this film interesting, is that you can understand all the sides of the conflict in a sort of sense.
Yeah.
And the fact that the human character, like the G-Force they aren't villains, but they're just kind of questionable in what they're doing because they don't understand, because they're stupid people. And that is part of the commentary, right? So yeah, no, that's a really great take.
Yeah, I think it is. The storyline is very original in that way, that we've got so many different parties whose perspectives we all see, all vying for the same like thing.
Yeah,
it's a real clever way to tell a story.
Yeah, we also had Liam, who emailed in. He said, this film fuses the human and monster plot lines perfectly with the Pteranodon-loving Kazuma, making an endearing lead I would like to have seen return. Babygodzilla is lovable while avoiding the undeserved hatred received by Minilla, and his relation with Azusa is touching. The titular Mechagodzilla himself is great, even if he does look like a CD player from this era with those curves. And his fusion with the Garuda is an exciting moment. The best of the Heisei era, with a 4.6 out of 5.
Wow.
Gosh, he does look like a CD player, doesn't he?
He looks like one of those...
Very much so.
You know, like the TVs you'd get when you're a kid, like the big grey silver boxes with like the little plugs.
The box TVs.
Oh, the big box TVs, yeah, big time.
Yeah, and then last here we have a voice message from Waffles, or it's probably going to be Mecha Waffles, let's be real.
Excellent.
But I'll play that.
Hey, it's Waffles here with another kaiju review. This week we are reviewing Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla II, the rematch. Now, you might think that this is a movie about a giant lizard fighting a giant robot, but you couldn't be further from the truth. This movie is actually about a father trying to reunite with his son after 65 million years of separation. And I think that Godzilla showed some real growth, stepping up to the plate to be a dad. Can't wait to see where they're going to take this franchise. Maybe Godzilla going on like a dating sort of thing, trying to find, a Mrs. Godzilla. Anyways, awesome movie. 5 pterodactyls out of 5. Just good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I think we need to really flesh out the Godzilla family. We need to chuck an uncle in there. Get old granddaddy Godzilla.
Great idea for a sequel. Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for sending in your thoughts, everyone. And thanks so much once again, Alex and Adam.
Oh,
this has been a blast.
Blessings.
You guys are just the best.
Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Continue to be our resident Mechagodzilla experts.
We shall.
Do you feel like you're educated?
Every time.
You know, we're trying our best. We're trying our best.
Every
That's
time.
what we can do.
It's all going in here.
Well, I mean, we talked a little bit about Final Draft before, but you guys host the Final Draft podcast. I mean, me and Micah, we host a Godzilla show called Podzilla, but first and foremost, we're not podcasters. We're the Final Draft fans.
That's right.
So honestly, guys, if you're not listening to the Final Draft, these guys have got some of the best banter in the business. They're just genuine, cool guys. So we're so privileged to get you guys on the show as much as we do. But do you guys have anything coming up or anything you wanted to shout out or plug?
Well, first of all, thank you for your kind words. I am blushing right now.
It's true.
When this episode is up, we will have a review on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Hey!
Ooh. Has James Gunn made the best Marvel film? Find out. And hopefully there'll be more stuff coming soon. So, yeah, if you like us and you're interested in anything that we said and want to check us out, wherever you're listening to this podcast, and follow us on socials. And we've got a Discord as well. I know you've got a healthy Discord community. Be nice to see some of you guys over there as well if you are interested. So yeah. If you're interested, give it a listen.
Yeah. Next episode on the show, we're not continuing on with Heisei Godzilla movies just yet. We're actually watching a movie from 1994 called Orochi the Eight-Headed Dragon, or also known as Yamato Takarao. And this is a remake of a movie we covered quite a while ago from the Showa era of Toho called The Three Treasures.
Yes. I'm really excited.
Ooh. The synopsis goes a little bit like this. After killing his brother, Prince Yamato is banished from his father's kingdom until he can bring his dangerous powers under control. On his journey, he meets and joins with the magical priestess, Otto, and together they go to fight an evil god that has been ravaging the earth in the form of an enormous hydra. Will Yamato ever return home to reclaim his rightful place on the throne? Find out in 2 weeks on Podzilla, everyone. This is going to be a really fun one. Now, back to Avatar Way of Water, guys, because, I mean...
I don't believe it.
Let's be real. I mean, the connection...
I gotta go. I gotta go.
I've been tricked.
Yeah, let's leave this now.
This is going to turn to a fight. We're going to be able to close this thing off.
Oh, the connection's a bit funny, actually. What was it you said?
I'm going through a tunnel.
Podzilla versus Final Draft win.
Do it, Dave. You can bring Kev.
Worst rap battle ever.
Yeah, we'll go through it. Nice.
That's been Podzilla with your hosts Jasha and Micah Drake. Follow along on our socials at PodzillaPod and jump into our Discord via the link in the show notes.
Huge thank you to Cassie Celine, who did our podcast art, and Degora9898, who did our episode thumbnail.
Let's go. And just a disclaimer that any musical sound effects used in this episode belong entirely to the Toho Company. See you guys next episode.